No contact doesn't change the avoidant, it changes you. No contact is often misunderstood as a silent weapon designed to make the avoidant come back, but in reality, it is not about controlling their behavior or forcing emotional realization in them at all. It is about creating enough distance from emotional chaos so that your mind can finally stop reacting to inconsistency and start recognizing your own patterns of attachment and pain more clearly. When you first begin no contact, your focus is usually still on them, wondering if they are noticing your absence or feeling the loss of your presence in their daily life. But what slowly begins to happen is something far more important, because the emotional noise that once kept you attached to their unpredictability starts fading into uncomfortable but necessary silence. In that silence, you begin to see that the intensity you called love was often a cycle of anxiety, hope, confusion, and temporary relief that kept resetting itself without real stability. And this is the first shift no contact creates, not in the avoidance heart, but in your perception of what you were actually participating in emotionally all along. At the beginning, the mind resists this process because it still wants closure, validation, or some final moment where the avoidant finally understands your worth and regrets losing you. But no contact removes the stage where emotional reactions were constantly triggered. And without that stage, the attachment begins to lose its fuel and slowly weakens on its own. You start noticing that the urge to check their profile, reread old messages, or interpret their silence begins to lose its power over your daily emotional state. This is not because they have changed, but because your nervous system is no longer being repeatedly activated by their presence or absence in your mental space. And in that subtle but powerful shift, you begin to reclaim parts of yourself that were previously locked inside anticipation, overthinking, and emotional dependency. That is why no contact is less about getting a reaction from them and more about breaking the internal cycle that kept you emotionally available to inconsistency. As time passes, something even deeper begins to surface, because you start realizing that the avoidant was never your emotional problem alone, but also a mirror of your emotional tolerance. You begin to see how much of your patience was actually anxiety disguised as understanding, and how much of your forgiveness was fear of losing connection rather than true emotional alignment. This awareness does not come suddenly, but it builds quietly as your mind becomes less occupied with their behavior and more focused on your internal emotional landscape. The absence of contact gives you the rare ability to observe your own emotional responses without immediately being pulled back into their world of mixed signals and unpredictability. And in that observation, you start developing emotional clarity that was impossible to access while you were still actively engaged in the push and pull dynamic. This is where real transformation begins, because you are no longer trying to fix the relationship, you are finally understanding the relationship. Eventually, you reach a point where their silence no longer feels like rejection that needs explanation, but instead feels like information that no longer requires emotional investment. The emotional urgency that once made you question your worth begins to dissolve, replaced by a calmer and more grounded awareness of what consistency actually feels like. You realize that the avoidant was not withholding love in a way that you could earn, but operating from a pattern that was never aligned with your emotional needs in the first place. And this realization does not create anger, it creates distance, not physical distance, but emotional detachment from the illusion that persistence could turn inconsistency into security. At this stage, no contact has already done its real work, because it has stopped being about them entirely and started being about your emotional education. And that education is what finally begins to change the way you choose, the way you attach, and the way you define emotional safety in future connections. What most people fail to understand is that avoidants rarely transform because someone waits longer, loves harder, or disappears strategically in hopes of triggering regret. Change in them is not guaranteed by absence, but change in you is guaranteed by reflection when absence removes emotional interference from your thinking process. You begin to see that chasing understanding from someone inconsistent is often a way of avoiding the discomfort of choosing clarity for yourself. And once clarity arrives, the emotional story that once felt complex begins to look surprisingly simple, even if it still feels painful to accept. You no longer interpret their behavior as a puzzle that needs solving, but as a pattern that needs to be recognized and respected through distance. And that is the moment where emotional power quietly shifts, not because you controlled them, but because you stopped abandoning yourself in confusion. In the later stages of no contact, the most noticeable change is not emotional intensity, but emotional stability. Something that once felt unfamiliar now begins to feel natural. You stop living in emotional anticipation and start living in emotional presence, where your thoughts are no longer constantly pulled toward what they might do next. The need for closure starts fading because your mind begins to accept that not all stories end with mutual understanding or emotional accountability from the other side. Instead, you begin to find closure in your own decision to stop participating in cycles that repeatedly cost you your peace of mind and self-respect. And this internal closure becomes stronger than any message, apology, or return they could ever offer after the fact. This is where no contact completes its true transformation, not in changing their behavior, but in permanently reshaping your emotional boundaries. You also begin to realize that emotional attachment is not just about who you love, but about how your nervous system learns to associate love with unpredictability. Once that association is broken, the same person who once felt essential to your emotional stability starts to feel less like a necessity and more like a chapter that has already taught its lesson. And in that shift, you stop romanticizing inconsistency and start valuing emotional presence, clarity, and mutual effort as non-negotiable foundations of connection. No contact does not erase memory, but it removes emotional dependency from memory, allowing you to remember without reliving the pain. And that is one of the most powerful forms of emotional freedom a person can experience after attachment has been deeply disrupted. Because freedom is not forgetting what happened, it is no longer being controlled by what happened. By the end of this process, you understand something that was hidden in plain sight from the beginning, that the avoidant was never the final lesson, but the trigger for your emotional awakening. No contact did not transform them, because transformation was never dependent on their awareness, readiness, or emotional capacity in the first place. It transformed you by removing distraction, exposing patterns, and forcing you to confront the way you were emotionally investing in uncertainty. And once you see that clearly, you stop waiting for people to change in order to feel peace, and instead start choosing peace in order to decide who stays in your life. That is the real ending of the cycle, not when they come back, but when you no longer need them to in order to feel whole again.